Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Football Focus SG Podcast with myself, Ais, and Mr. JB. Mr. JB, how are you doing for today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Pretty good. Weekend of football. Yep.
It
All
is.
good.
It is a very good weekend of football because a lot of things happened in the past few weeks. And since we last talked, we were still in International Week, where Singapore were facing Guam at that point in time. Singapore is true, as of today's recording. They are in a group together with Thailand, China, and South Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Mr. J?
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
they did well with Guam, but I mean, it's essentially the group of death.
it is a group of them. It's one of the toughest group that Singapore can be in. But what do you think their odds though? Let's talk a little bit of that before we dive into today's topic. What do you think of Singapore odds about that group?
Well, to be honest, the odds not too good for Singapore. Uh, I'm hoping it won't be wooden spoonies. I hope to get some points. Uh, I mean, getting a draw even against our rival Thailand away will be a bonus.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's a good experience for the Lions, and yeah, for me, I'm trying to be optimistic as much as I can, but at the same time, you have to be realistic as well. Uh, yeah, so for me, qualifying shouldn't be something we're looking at. Although yes, that should be the target, but I think it's more like going game by game and trying to get the result uh, as much as you can lah. So I think it's best we take it a game by game approach and just do your best, get the experience, and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean it is. We are hoping for the best. And I think looking at that group, we all know that it's difficult, especially even against with Thailand alone, let alone China and South Korea. But we believe that anything can happen in football. We've seen upsets, we've seen stories where smaller nations can, cause a problem and shock, rather than a usual thing that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Which I mean, it's good that you said that because I was reminded of the Singapore Japan the other time. I think what did we get? Was it a draw or
It
something
was
like
zero
that? Yeah.
zero with Izwan
Yeah,
Mahmud like making over 20 plus saves to save Singapore a point.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope that Hassan can probably pull off the same one or whoever the goalkeeper is
Yeah.
against Korea away.
Yeah. I mean, Korea's not going to be easy, of course, like with Heung-min Son and all. But speaking of Heung-min Son, let's go to the Premier League real quick. When we were last talking about football and international break, Spurs were top of the Premier League, and currently now they are back-to-back defeats and drop all the way to fourth. Man City is first. Looking at the Premier League table now at the moment for you, Mr. JB, 12 games in. How do you feel so far about the table?
Uh, I mean, it's good looking at the table right now. I guess all the points are pretty close, especially the top four battle there, which is good. You definitely do not want to see too far of a gap at this stage. So for me personally, I feel it's good. Just gives that a little bit of excitement, a little bit of competition there.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, as of this recording, I think the one that will be the most disappointed is probably Tottenham Hotspur. They were doing so well. Uh, but then again, this is football, so yeah, I'm quite glad with what I'm looking at the moment right now, the league table.
All right. I mean, yeah, what you say is true. I think from first to fifth, if I'm not mistaken, it's only 3 points difference from Man City to Aston Villa. 3 points gap only, which is quite
Yeah,
amazing. I mean, no one talk about Aston Villa, but they are
yeah, I mean
25
Aston Villa
points, three
deserve
points
all the
behind Man
credit.
City first in the first place. So,
Yeah, I mean Aston Villa deserve all the credit. I mean, if you think about it, they have a plus 12 goal difference. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's higher than Spurs even, which is four at the
Mm,
moment. So you can see Aston Villa is firing on all fronts. They've been scoring like at least on average, probably 2 goals a
yep,
piece, or more. Yeah,
yep.
although sadly they do stumble. Like I think a few weeks ago they lost to Forest or something like that, which is quite strange.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so there is a bit of hit and miss. And then let's not forget the mauling of Brighton 6-1 uh, from Aston Villa. So again, I mean, it's a bit of a hit and miss. But yeah, I mean, the man to watch right now is probably Ollie Watkins, who's doing quite well at the moment. And yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by Aston Villa at the moment. Yep.
All right. And well, I mean, talking about the top four, we can like go down a little bit. And of course, you, Mr. JB, well known now in this channel. We all know that you're a massive Man United fan. Tell me in general, as a Man United fan, what do you think of Man United's season so far? Because listen, okay, like a lot of people talk about Man United this season, all for the wrong reasons. Since the start of the season, the Jadon Sancho problem, then Anthony was out for a while with a personal case, and they're not doing too good in Champions League. And everyone calling for Eric Ten Hag to deliver this season because last season they got third and a Carabao Cup. But this season, they are currently sixth, which isn't that bad. But you guys are currently dead bottom in the Champions League group. So, all in all, as a Man United fan, this is your time to shine now and red. Can share with me, where do you stand right now with Man United at the moment in terms of where they're going?
Well, I mean, it's quite tough to say. I mean, you're right. You know, of course, this season everyone expects Ten Hag to deliver, especially based on last season's achievements, if you want to call it,
Yeah,
uh, with Man United. But of course, I mean, we all know this season, like what you said correctly, there's so many uh, things that should not have gone wrong actually gone wrong. Be it the selling of the club, you know, all the big news of selling of the club, and
yeah,
at the same time our transfer. I mean, to be honest, I can just tell you that even if you ask me to rate our transfer window, I would say it's quite poor. Like, yes, players. I mean, we signed players like Mason Mount and uh, who else did we sign? Hoyland, Rasmus Hoyland. We also got on loan Amrabat and Sofian Amrabat and Regulon.
I
And
mean,
of course, let's
Onana
not
this
mention,
season.
yeah, Onana. And not to mention, we got the short-term contract or whatever term contract with Johnny Evans. So if
Yeah,
you ask me, it's quite a disappointing transfer window because there are players that we're supposed to offload, we didn't get to, and there are players that I believe that are initially Man United targets but end up not going to Man United. Um, yeah, so I believe it's almost the same case. Like I think when Ten Hag first came, he wanted Frankie De Jong, but
yeah,
that didn't turn out so well. Um, yeah, and then of course all the transfer rumors and all that, and from there itself, you kind of see that Man United is kind of like on the wrong foot a little bit because we were scrambling last minute at the end of the transfer window and we were just getting loanies, and then what happened next was there wasn't enough time to gel the whole team, you
yeah.
know, especially when you have a new keeper and you know, trying to gel in like who's your best defenders, and then Martinez came back, but I think he was rushed and then he got injured. Yeah, so you know, and then we all know Man United injury problems, uh, which also doesn't help.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few things that should not have gone wrong, kind of gone wrong for Man United. So I kind of pity Ten Hag on that aspect. I'm not those fans that will go like, oh, Ten Hag out, like at this stage at the moment. I still feel that, yes, as much as the performance kind of isn't that great, especially in the Champions League, um, but I feel like it's something more to the players. Lah. You know, it all goes down to the players. I mean, we have changed
Hmm.
managers like, I'm not sure how many the numbers are after Sir Alex, probably 5 or 6 managers at least, off the top of my head, that we have changed. And the players is somewhat, you know, also transition back and forth. So for me personally, I feel like the players are the one that need to step up. Have faith in your manager, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, some may not agree with Ten Hag's treatment, right?
Yeah.
Because we all know that sometimes they say, oh, Ten Hag favors his Ajax players. He loves his Ajax players, you know, like even Anthony should be dropped, still play him and all that. Uh, but I mean, you need to give manager time, yeah? I mean, just take a look at Arsenal and Arteta. I'm not saying that Arteta is great right now, but you can see what happens when you have the backing, right? When you
True,
just have faith,
true.
Arteta got six, no Champions League, no European League, no none. They still stick by it. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that Man United need. You really need to give your manager time.
Yeah.
But sadly, being in a club like Man United, you don't have that privilege of time, especially when you keep on losing matches after matches. The pressure is there, the heat is there. So, yeah, I'm quite disappointed with the start of the season by Man United. Um, so many problems, like what you said, Sancho issue and everything, back and forth and all that. And then now I think there's some problems coming out with Varane or something like that. They were saying that Ten Hag having issues with Varane, that's why he put Maguire over Varane and all that. Which is why I'm feeling kind of angry at the moment because there's so many outside distractions, I would say. But that's the problem. When you're Man United, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like like if you're a club like Spurs, you see who lost already 2 games in a row, you don't see the media bashing uh uh Ange so much, right?
I mean,
Because
it's Ange first season, whereas Ten
exactly,
Hag, you
exactly,
had your first season last season.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
I mean, it's kind of like when Arsenal lose to Newcastle. I mean, they did
Yeah.
kind of bash on Arteta. I mean, yes, he was controversial. It was something to do with
Mm-hmm.
VAR, and Arteta make
Correct.
controversial remarks, so that's why he got bashed for it. But it's only one loss so far. We do not know, I mean, subsequently, like even Arsenal lost one game in Champions League. They were questioning already with his rotation of the goalkeeper and stuff like that. I'm sure you saw the media. They make a big deal about
Yeah.
Arsenal's
Yeah.
David Raya versus
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale
Yeah. Versus
over and
versus
over and
Ramsdale.
over
Yeah.
every week. So,
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, they have to stop with all this because at the end of the day, it's the manager's choice. You know what I'm saying?
true.
At the end of the day, it's the manager's choice. You know? Yes. I mean, uh, you can only put one goalkeeper, right?
Mhm.
Sadly, you can only put one goalkeeper. So, of course, yes. At the end of the day, it's the manager's call. It doesn't mean that, oh, you dropped. That means the player's not good or the manager don't like you. No, no, no. That's not how it works. You put out your best team, 11 players. That's it. And of course, those who make the rest of the squad is a squad player. You're still part of the team, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I feel like Man United injuries have not been said enough. And of course, Man United also have some questionable VAR calls, right?
Uh,
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying?
let's
I don't
not get
wanna, you
started.
know what I'm
Let's not
saying?
get started on VAR because VAR gotten at least on each and every one of the clubs. Just look at the yesterday matches alone. You know, like he has gotten on Man City before, he has gotten on Chelsea before, he has gotten on Man U, Arsenal, even Spurs, even
Yeah.
Liverpool. Liverpool probably, I think, among all this season, probably Liverpool get the most robbed by VAR, especially with the
Nah,
game
come on.
against Spurs. No,
Come
that
on, come
match
on.
against Spurs
Yeah, I mean, all
was
right, all
probably the
right.
most dubious match so far. But there are
I
there
mean,
are
come on,
questionable.
yeah. I mean, you can say that. Yeah, but Man United have so many questionable. Garnacho's goal against Arsenal. That is not offside. No way that is offside. No way that is offside. All right.
Okay,
That's one.
okay.
Okay,
Look,
what about the other one? What
which
about the other one? What about the other one? Marcus Rashford crossing the ball went out. For some reason, the referee or the VAR get it right, but not against Newcastle. Unfortunately, the VAR choose to close their eyes,
no, hey,
right? With
I
the
mean, it's the same
Newcastle
thing. No,
goal.
no, it's the
You know what
same
I'm
thing.
saying?
Like when Arsenal against
It is.
Newcastle,
It is what it
their
is.
only goal there was the biggest call. Okay, sure, they were saying that the ball went out, but okay, fine.
Yeah.
There's a goal line technology they see from a different angle. It's in. Okay, fine. But Joe Linton was pushing Gabriel both hands on his back,
Yeah, there you
and it's
go.
not
There you
considered a
go.
foul.
There you go.
But just after that, we have Chelsea Man City, which draw 4-4.
Mhm.
As of recording, that was a recent game. Chelsea Man City 4-4. Man City got a penalty for similar thing. Like
Yeah.
Cucurella and Haaland, I think they were like
Mhm.
hugging each other just a little bit.
Mhm.
Similar like Arsenal and Newcastle, but they got a penalty. But Arsenal don't get a foul for that. So yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The VAR is not getting consistent at all. Like
Hmm.
even the red card calls as well. It's getting worse and worse. Like I don't know what to even say about
I think
VAR
this
anymore.
season has a lot
Uh,
more wrong VAR calls so far.
there you go. There you go. So yeah, so with all these things, I'm not saying that we need to depend on VR like every time because of course if things doesn't go your way, you definitely talk about VR, right? But if
Yeah.
things goes yeah, but if it doesn't go your way, you'll complain about VR. But if it goes your way, you wouldn't talk about VR. So yeah, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, for Man United in particular, I think we are just unlucky. That's all I can say.
All
But
right.
again, the season is still, I wouldn't
Yeah, I mean
say
it's still a long
the
way.
season is
Still a
still
long
new.
way.
Yeah,
We are
exactly. Still a
only
long way.
coming 1/3 of the season so far. So
That's right. That's right. Still a long way. Although yes, I'm not that optimistic with the Champions League, but I think we should be good enough to at least make to the third spot to at least go to Europa and try to get some out of that, and then try and secure that top 5 position at least.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, our last prediction video that we made, you put Man United as first, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Well,
So
who
so
knows?
now
Who
you're just
knows?
hoping for top 5.
Nah, nah, nah. Top 5 is inclusive of first, right? So when I say top 5, top comes first, right? So
Okay.
there's still a possibility.
Okay. With Ten Hag, okay, just a one more serious question on Man United before we move on to other clubs and leagues.
Yeah.
Last season, Ten Hag finished third, correct?
Right.
If they finish anywhere below third, is that considered a bad season for you?
Okay, that's a good question, but as a whole, yes. As a whole, I would say yeah, it's bad. But then again, if it's because of the injuries and all that, if let's say this whole thing drags on, then
Mhm.
you can't quite blame. Uh, I mean, you can't quite call it a backward step, lah.
Yeah.
But then again, yeah, based on last year's achievement, then yes, if you were to finish, especially outside the top 4, then yeah, that is a backwards because I'm sure Man United fans expect at least a cup this season at least. But we are already out of the Carabao anyway, so
Oh
yeah,
well, same goes
so
with
we
us.
already
No?
left the FA
So
Cup.
we're out of
Yep,
Carabao as well. So,
exactly. So so the only cup left is probably the FA
and
left. Yeah.
oh, why are you not gonna count Champions League anymore?
I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not optimistic about Champions League. I still
Right.
think that we are good enough to finish at least third,
Yeah,
and
at least
then
can make it to Europa. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and then
I mean,
we
this
end up
is
in
the
Europa.
last time. I believe this will be the last Champions League, or maybe there's one more because I believe 2025 is where the format changed, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
that's
have
right.
a format change. They're not gonna do group stage anymore. They're gonna do like a mini Super League, but
Yeah,
Champions League version.
that's right.
Like, I don't understand. So there's no such thing as dropping third place to go to Europa anymore.
Yep,
So yeah, so I mean, I guess make it what you could, I guess. All right.
that's right. That's
So
right. Make do.
let's look at the table real quick. I know you are looking at the Premier League table as well a little bit. If you look at the table, right, can you name one club to you personally that is currently underperforming so far after the first 12 games?
Can I say Man United?
Yeah, you can
All right,
actually.
all right, all right. All right. Okay, okay. I mean, other than Man United, yeah. The one that I feel that's underachieving is Chelsea. But
Mm.
then again, people may say Chelsea is like Man United, but they are more different because Chelsea is like a total new squad.
Yeah, Chelsea
So
is a complete rebuild.
you know what I'm
No,
saying?
they
Yeah,
they're not really they have new manager, new players all under first season.
that's right. That's right. So you know, but it's kind of harsh to say them, but I still feel yeah, with the amount of money that they spent, and they got Pochettino as the coach. Yeah, I mean for me it's quite underwhelming a little bit. Looking at the league table, what are they right now? 10th,
Yeah,
10 or
they're 10
11 probably.
they're 10 on the table after the draw. Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit slightly yeah, slightly disappointed by that, especially with the amount of money that they spent. I'm not sure about their injuries, whether it's the same like Man United or worse. Uh, yeah, but then again, I mean, when you're spending that much, uh, I expect you to be better. Something like Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I'm gonna say Newcastle straight away. They're 7 at the moment. They have a team that has gelled well last season under Eddie Howe. I thought that they're gonna carry on. I mean, I'm not saying that it should have been top 4 right now. I mean, it's still close. They are still around there. It's still early in the season, but we can see now how the Champions League football has affected them in the Premier League, and knowing that they have a budget, we know Newcastle have money and budget to buy and strengthen more and more and more. But if they are struggling, despite having all that money and despite having Eddie Howe and the same squad that you built last season to finish fourth, I believe. Yeah, like to
Yeah.
me, I feel like they could have done better. Like, I mean, if you look at the table, Aston Villa is a little bit overachieving at the moment, whereas Newcastle below them are a little bit underachieving. So that's one. I mean, I don't see any other names that really stand out to be that poor. Maybe Fulham, because Fulham last season as well, under Mitrovic, solid. You know, they were up around the 10 mid-table area, but currently now they're 16, just slightly above the bottom. You know, without you can see without Mitrovic just struggling as well.
Mm.
But are you surprised to see the bottom three to be the newly promoted team, which is what you predicted in
I
the
mean,
first place?
yeah, not surprised at all. I mean, unfortunately, the newly promoted teams are not up to the kind of
The Premier League
standard that
standard,
the league is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because even teams like Brentford, Brighton, West Ham, Aston Villa, Wolves, these are all teams that are you know improving, as we say.
yeah,
Even Nottingham Forest. Although yes, you look at the table, Forest is also another team which made so many signings, I think, last season, but yeah, a bit of hit and miss. But at least you can tell, they
they're
are
trying. They're
like they have a
trying.
good, yeah, exactly. At least they have a squad worthy enough for to stay, in the Premier League at least. So yeah, I'm not surprised there with the looking at the bottom three there.
All right. All right. So pretty much like our all-time football focus SG, we last time used to talk not just about Premier League, we talk about the top 5 leagues of Europe and anything else in general. So we're gonna move on to La Liga real quick. Been a while since we talk about other leagues now, do we? Because I remember last season we were making predictions like, I believe like Serie A with Napoli winning and
That's
all
right,
that, and La
right.
Liga and all that. So let's talk about the other leagues a little bit. So let's go to La Liga real quick.
Yep.
If you look at the
Sure.
table, this is probably the most surprising table I've ever seen after 13 games.
Okay.
Girona,
Yep. Girona.
first in the table,
That's
11
right.
wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. What
That's
did
right.
you make of it? Do you expect this?
Man, I mean, to be honest, I think this is the first time I ever saw a club called Girona even. Uh, yeah, I mean, my apologies if there's any Girona fans out
I mean, there might be Girona fans now after seeing how well they perform, but
there.
yeah.
But then again, the Premier League had done it before, right? We've seen Leicester being at the top from the start all the way to the end and win.
Yeah.
So of course, yeah, I would love for the same thing to happen for Girona because I think Girona's only loss is I think it's against Real Madrid.
Yeah, they lost to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
That's the only loss so
yeah. I mean, so why not? Saying just do a Leicester and
yeah.
just try and pull on, man. That'll be great. That'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, the one man that's gonna try and stop that, which is the current top scorer and the most talk about football in the world right now, Jude Bellingham, first season in Real Madrid, 10 goals in 13 games. What a signing this guy is. What do you think of Jude
Yep.
Bellingham so far then?
Oh wow. I mean, he is one of the world's best at the moment. In terms of the midfielder. Uh, I guess it's just a shame that none of the English clubs could get him. I think because he's a solid guy. I mean, he is the man at the moment right now. At first, I thought yeah, he's probably from Bundes, coming to Spanish league. I don't think he can fit in. But, you know, for a midfielder to be scoring that much,
For
I mean,
attacking midfield to
hats off
score
to
that
him.
much. You wish
Exactly,
Bruno
exactly.
Fernandes
Hats
can
off.
do the same. I wish
Yeah, yeah.
Odegaard
I
can
mean,
do
for
the
sure,
same.
hats off.
This is something different.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, we're talking about La Liga, so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
it's been a while. I mean, it's been a while since you see a midfielder become a top scorer in the Premier League, right? In particular.
True.
So yeah, but I mean, again, all credits to him. He's a world class player. I hope that one day we get to see him at least in the Premier League. Because yeah, I mean, Jude Bellingham. Wow, I mean the impact he did in Madrid. I mean, hats off to Madrid for breaking the bank or whatever just to get him.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's worth it. It's worth every
yeah,
penny so
yeah,
far.
yeah, exactly. Worth every penny. So yeah, kudos to that. I mean, looking at Madrid's midfielder also, I mean, it's quite aging as well. I think they need to, slowly kind of, you know, blend in the youth with the mixture. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, they do have young players like Kamavinga, who's only what 2021. Then
yeah,
they got Chumani as well,
yeah.
uh, which is also around there. And then they got
They have a good
Brian
mix
Diaz.
of
Yeah,
balanced squad there.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Then they got Brian Diaz and all that. But in the mix, they still got Denis Ceballos. They got who else? They got Lucas Vasquez, Modric,
Yeah.
Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Which is the more senior players that's going out. They also got who's the Uruguayan guy? Valverde. Yeah,
Uh, the Uruguayan guy.
yeah. The Uruguayan guy. What's his
Valverde.
name?
Yeah.
Valverde.
Was it Valverde?
Is it?
Federico
Yeah,
Valverde?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Him.
Federico Valverde.
Yeah, him. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so you can see, and you put a star like Jude Bellingham in there. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Just wow. For him to be playing with all these midfielders, he'll get better. He'll get better.
All right, all right. Okay, so make a quick prediction real quick. Who do you think is gonna win La Liga? I know we did say we
Wow.
hoping Girona can do it Leicester, but
Yeah.
what's your prediction? Is Girona really gonna win?
Well, I think somewhere along the line, I think they may fall off. You know what? I'm gonna go with a not so popular choice. I want Atletico Madrid to win it this time.
Ooh, okay, all right. Atletico
Yeah,
Madrid to win. I mean, they're not
that's right.
far off. They are fourth at the moment, 6 points away from first. It's still early stage.
Yep,
It's not that far off.
that's right.
Um, I'm actually gonna say, probably Real Madrid's gonna carry this. I mean, I'm sorry.
Uh,
If Jude Bellingham's continue what he's doing, you just adore everything. The same news over and over. Real Madrid's
well,
probably gonna carry this.
but if I'm not wrong, he's injured now, right? Bellingham, or is he back? I'm not too sure.
I I think he's back, right? I mean, is he still
Yeah,
injured? I don't think
I'm
so.
not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh, I
But
think
yeah,
he is still injured. Yeah, he's injured till uh November 11. Oh well, he should be back now. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but I mean, the reason why I'm going with Atletico Madrid is so that Yao Felix will be crying to see his club win it. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Right, all right. Okay, let's move on to the next league, to Serie A, Italy. Currently, Inter
uh,
Milan is leading first
Syria.
on
Yep.
the table. Yeah, Serie A with 31 points, Juventus in second with 29, and then there's a sudden gap to AC Milan with 23, and then Napoli 21, the current champion, Napoli. So,
Okay.
looking at the table, is this surprising to you?
No, no. Okay. I
It's
mean,
not surprising to see Inter Milan first at the
okay,
moment.
okay. To be honest, yes, kind of surprising. Because looking at the Inter squad right there,
Yeah,
uh, what I'm saying, it's quite an aging squad. You know what I'm
it
saying,
is.
quite
It
an
is.
aging squad. I mean, if you still have players like Sanchez, Alexis Sanchez in there, Martinez,
Yeah.
Arnautovic. Yeah, not the youngest uh, striking squad ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Yep. So yeah, I mean AC Milan as well. I'm honestly hoping for AC Milan to be the one pushing the pace. But unfortunately, they have a string of kind of shocking results as well. Yeah, and also Napoli as well. I mean, being the defending champions, Napoli is supposed to be pushing the pace, but I think they also have some issues with Victor Osimhen and all the different personal issues that I think
Yeah.
you're aware about as well. Something about they post a video or something about him, and you know
Yeah, I mean,
it was on
Napoli
a
at the
happy.
moment, they are, I mean, I'm not sure whether is it confirmed already, but they are actually debating to sack the manager as of today, as of recording today.
Oh,
So, yeah,
okay.
so I believe the current
Oh,
manager, Rudy Garcia, they actually gonna sack him off today and planning to make a former player, I'm not sure whether you remember, Igor Tudor, the Croatian,
oh, yeah,
to
yeah,
be
Tudor.
the next manager in line. That's the current news happening in Syria for
Wow.
Napoli.
All
So
right.
it's very early for them to change manager after 12 games.
Yeah.
Well, but they are 10 points off from first. Is it a worrying sign already?
Yes. I mean, I would say
Would you
kind
consider
of.
it's early to pull the trigger on the manager?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've never liked a manager going when the season is going on. I feel that you should at least wait till January or something. At least
Yeah,
have a gap.
yeah.
At least for the new manager to come in and take charge. But then again, I feel 10 points. It's not that far. They can still do the chase, but again, we don't know what goes on inside. Probably the dressing room is a little unsettled.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, props to Inter for doing quite well actually. Yeah, scoring plus what plus 23 goals or something. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, plus 23 goals.
Brilliant.
They're flying at the moment.
Yep.
But prediction time. Who's gonna win the
Oh,
series?
wow. I think Syria is one of the toughest one to even predict.
True.
Uh,
Very true.
yeah, but I'm gonna stick to Inter lah. I mean, I kind of have
Yeah.
faith with Inzaghi, right?
Yeah, Simone
he's the
Inzaghi.
manager at the moment. Yeah, yes, Simone Inzaghi,
Um,
which is quite amazing because Juventus coach is Allegri, and
yeah,
then I think if I'm not wrong, Cagliari manager is Claudio Ranieri. And all
yeah.
these is legends in the name, but I think looking at Inter's form, I have to give it to them. Although I wanted Roma. If you were to ask me at the start of the season, I wanted Roma because Mourinho seems to be, having a lot of uh,
Mourinho is
so-called good.
basically doing the Mourinho things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he bought former players like Lukaku in and all that. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, looking at the result, it kind of falls short as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna stick to Inter. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm actually, as much as I would love Inter to win because I'm a big fan of Inter also. I think you know that a bit. But I'm actually predicting Juventus to take it, actually. I feel like the old
Oh,
lady, it's time for them
okay.
to rise. It has been a while since they last win the Serie A, I believe, because Napoli won, and then the season before that was AC Milan. I think the season before that was Inter Milan. I
Yeah,
can't
sure.
remember. I think it might be something like that
That's
along
right.
the way, but
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Let me check real quick. When's the last time did Juventus won? Yeah, Juventus. So it was before. Current is Napoli, the current champions. AC Milan was before. Inter Milan was before that. Then just before COVID is where Juventus won. So it's been 3 straight seasons they have not won a Serie A, and I
Right.
think they might win this time. I think they might win this
Mm, okay.
time.
Good
Right.
job.
Yeah. Moving on to Bundesliga real quick. Again, one of the surprising team on the top of the table, like Girona, but this one's not as surprising as Girona, but this is something that is everyone has been hyping up for now. Sabi Alonso with Bayer Leverkusen, top of the table, 31 points, 10 wins, 1 draw, unbeaten in the first 11. Similar to Bayern, but they are just 2 points higher. What do you think of the Bundesliga so far then?
Wow. I mean, just another word. Wow. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Just looking at the top four right now, like who you got? Stuttgart? Come on. Stuttgart, really?
Your favorite, Stuttgart, baby.
Yeah, come on, man. Stuttgart, come on. I mean the fact that they even changed logo, that's how long I've lost touch of Stuttgart. Uh yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I mean Bundesliga is also one of those uh leagues that is not so easy to predict because it's either I mean especially for the past 3, 4 seasons it's always been Bayern or Dortmund or Bayern.
Yeah.
Uh Yeah, but then again, I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, I have to give kudos to Xabi Alonso, is it? For Bayer
Yeah,
Leverkusen?
yeah, Sabi
Yeah,
Alonso.
yeah. I mean, Xabi Alonso. I mean, please, if you want to get a coach, get someone from Spain. I think Spanish coach right now is doing good, doing well. Uh, so yeah, I mean, looking at the table and all that, are you gonna ask me for my prediction? Because I'm gonna
Yeah,
predict right now.
yeah, predict it right now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go by my guts. I don't want Harry Kane to lift
Ooh.
up the Bundesliga. You know what I'm saying? I'm going by Leverkusen winning this.
Wow.
But then again, I'm gonna give him the golden boot. I'm gonna give Harry Kane the golden boot.
I mean, okay, listen, I would love for Bayer Leverkusen to win. I, as an Arsenal fan, do not want Harry Kane to win it. But let's give a bit of credit to it. 17 goals in 11 games in Bundesliga for Harry Kane. That is like almost like Haaland doing it in the first season of Man City. That kind of number. Yes, we get it. This is Bundesliga, you know. He won't get this kind of number in Premier League. But credit where he due because there are not many Englishmen who could score that many in Bundesliga now, would it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But then again, last season, what position was Spurs? Spurs was what?
I think it was
Seven,
like
six?
7 or 8.
Yeah,
I know
because
they were out of the whole
exactly,
European
exactly. They were out
competition.
they were out of the whole Europa or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But Harry Kane was the joint top scorer with Haaland, which is how much, last season?
I mean, Haller was a top scorer, but Harry Kane was the second top scorer, not joint, but
Oh, is it?
did
Okay.
score. No, I mean, Haaland is on his own. He's like 30 plus, I think,
Right,
30 or what. But
right.
Harry Kane is above 20, he's like 20 plus. And they say it's like, because the previous seasons, we don't have many scorers that hit number 20 and above, as you know, nowadays. But Haaland breaks 30, and I think Harry Kane breaks 20 plus. I'll check for you again. Let me
Right.
just see if there's a yeah, like last season. There we go. Arsenal second. I hate to see it. Um. Yeah. So it says here that Harry Kane. Sorry for the delay for people who are listening
Yeah,
or
yeah,
watching this, but
yeah.
uh, he scored. Oh
30,
yeah,
right?
he scored 30 goals in 38
And
games.
there you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's got 30 goals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised by his goal scoring technique. He can score, no problem.
yeah.
But it's just that for him to bang in 30 goals and your club to finish what? Seventh?
Yeah.
That is sad. I think that is sad, which is why I think he left
Yeah.
Spurs. Because I think he feel that he did his best, right? It's
Yeah.
not always where I mean, he alone scored 30 goals, in his entire team. He alone banging 30 goals for Spurs.
I mean, that's levels right there, actually.
Yeah. But then the team can't even qualify for Champions League. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Although to be fair, they
yeah,
were
no,
in
I
the
mean,
midst of the, Conte implosion and the changing of manager at the point.
exactly. Exactly. So which is why I don't blame the guy. Although yes, I would love for him to stay and break, Alan Shearer's record or whoever's Englishman record.
Alan
Uh,
Shearer. Mhm.
yeah,
You
exactly.
only left
So
Alan Shearer. That's the only
uh,
person he has to be.
yeah, but then again, you never know because I heard that Levy has this buyback clause or something for him. So
Maybe.
yeah, we'll see.
He
We'll
might he
see.
might come
We'll
back,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Ronaldo can come back, Man United, I think Kane can come back to the Premier League. But whether he'll be the same Harry Kane,
No.
you never know. You never know.
True,
You
true,
never
true.
know.
All right, so we both agree on Bayer Leverkusen to win then.
That's right. That's right.
All right, we have our first agreement. A first agreement there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on to the last league before we end our part one of our podcast, before we go on to the second part, which is League One. League One. Sorry to the other leagues. Maybe in some other time we can try our best to fit it in. But for now, we'll go to League One for now, where, well, PSG is first, while the sky is still blue. But this is not the kind of story that we normally know because while PSG is first, second place is only 1 point below, and that's Nice, who is the only unbeaten side, and they were Monaco, who has a bit of a resurgence now with third place, 24 points. They might actually go for it as well. It is still not that far at the moment after 12 games. But I think the biggest talking point around is, well, we'll talk about it in a while. But what do you think of the table so far?
Uh, okay, this is one of those where it's expected, right?
Expected
I mean,
PSG to be first, yeah?
they are the most successful team in the French league, apparently, right? So,
I mean, that's true, yeah.
yeah, I mean, with the players that they have and all that. But who's their manager now? Any idea?
It's Luis Enrique,
Ah, okay. Familiar
Spanish
face.
manager as well.
Yeah, Spanish manager as well. So, yeah, kind of expected. Although, after 12 games, I would expect them to get at least 30 points at this stage, which means that, they are not that unbeaten or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, but other than that, I kind of expected it. So yeah. What about you? What do you think of the league
Um,
table?
I mean, the table wise, yeah, like what you said, PSG being on top is common. But I've always loved one thing about Liga, and I've always loved the other teams that were fighting. Because, like, we have previous seasons, we have like Lille fighting for it. And then we have Nice now fighting for it. We have Monaco and Marseille who used to fight for it. We have Lens. I believe RC Lens at one point in time, they were like fighting at the top as well. So they have like those teams that can battle PSG actually at times. But ultimately, we all know where it ends. That's a sad thing. But now looking at the table, I guess we can talk about the main talking point here. And I believe this is one of your favorite club back then, and that is Olympic Lyon being bottom of the table at the moment after 11 games, 1 win, 4 draw, 6 loss. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, like what you said, yeah, one of my favorite teams, probably 5, 10 years ago. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely, not a good, not looking good when you only have one win. Wait, is it only one win? I'm not sure how many wins they
Only
got.
1 win. They just had their
Um,
first win actually just today. They
wow,
they
look at that.
just won today against Rennes, and they just get their first win. If not, they were winless coming into this
Oh
weekend.
man, oh man, look at that. So, that's not good at all.
Yeah,
That means they'll be racking up draws and all that. So, you know, and also, I mean, I'm just looking at the result real quick. There's even one of the matches that they draw with FC Lorient 3-all.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah, so that one is a bit unfortunate because they were leading 3-1 at one point and then they just
yeah,
conceded. Yeah, let's not forget your man is at Olympic Lyon, former Arsenal, Lacazette, I believe,
yeah. Lacazette. Yeah,
should be in Lyon. So yeah, I mean, of course, it's sad, it's not good, but um, after 12 games to be just getting one win. But since you said they finally pick up this one win, let's hope they continue. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, hopefully, because to be fair,
yeah,
they
we
don't
definitely don't want
really
to see
have
them
a
relegate.
bad team, but they are
Mm-hmm.
in a bit of a transition because I mean, their current coach, I believe, is Fabio Grosso, right? Of
Oh, Fabio Grosso, yeah.
Yeah, one of the World Cup winner. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh, who was taking in charge, but he's not looking too good as well at the moment in that team, being a manager there. So, all right, prediction time. Ligue 1. Is it PSG or not?
I don't know, man. I feel like,
Are you a PSG or anybody but PSG?
come on, come on, don't, I mean, I used to like PSG, but then again, I feel like this is almost like the Malaysian league, let's sidetrack a little bit. It's almost like the Malaysian league, yeah. They are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the JDT. They're
JDT,
like,
yeah.
yeah, they're like the JDT of the French league right now. You know what I'm
The
saying?
powerhouse.
Yeah. So for them to keep on winning again, it might be good for them, but it's not that good for the league. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But you know what? Let's be nice. I'm going for OGC nice. All right.
Ooh. All
I
right.
mean, just looking at the points there. Yes, it's only 1 point gap,
Yeah.
but let's hope they push through, and
You know,
who knows?
why not? I mean, given them credit where is due again, Nice, if you look again at their stats, it's not the most nicest of stats. They have 5 draws, yes. They only scored 13 out of 12, which means approximate 1 goal per game only. But they have only conceded 4 goals in 12 games. How do you concede only 4 goals in 12 games?
Exactly, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And two of the goals they concede is in one game, and that's against PSG, and they won. They won
Yeah,
PSG 3-2 in that game.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So brilliant,
It's
brilliant.
unheard of, this kind of defending, but it's amazing. Maybe it's their keeper or the defense, they are just rock solid. They just need to be consistent with their goal a bit and maybe, not getting too many draws. But if you
Nah, end
ask
of the
me,
day,
yeah, I would love
yeah.
someone else other than PSG. And if there is, it will be probably Nice at the moment. If not Monaco, I kind of fancy Monaco a bit. They
Mm-hmm.
have been always around, but never really
Right.
win again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I think the last time they won was, I think, just around COVID area around those time. But yeah, why not? Why not Nice? Yeah, why not Nice?
All right. That's brilliant. Why not Nice? Yeah.
All right, so we have come to the end of the part one of our Football Focus SG podcast. If you guys do enjoy watching the video or listening through Spotify, do press a like, comment down below what you guys think. And for the YouTube people, don't forget to subscribe as well. And also, yeah, check us out for part two, where we're actually going to implement something other than a quiz. We're not going to do quiz anymore. We're not doing tier makers. If it's just the two of us, we're going to have a battle with one another. So hope you guys do stay tuned for the part two of it. And we'll see you next time. Take care.